communication seems simple. You talk, someone listens, they understand. But what happens when someone can't communicate the way we expect them to? What happens to the message that never gets heard? Here's a hard fact. Adults with a learning disability die, on average, 19.5 years younger than everyone else. That's not because of the disability itself. A big part of it comes down to something much simpler than it sounds, a breakdown in communication. Take a look at this graph. The average person lives to around 81. For someone with a learning disability, that drops to 62. And for people with a learning disability from a global majority background, it can fall as low as 42. 19 years lost, not to the condition, but to not being heard properly. Here's how it actually happens. A patient shows a symptom: pain, distress, a sudden change in behaviour. Someone has to make a call in that moment. Is this something new, something worth looking into? Or is this just who they are? This diagram shows exactly where that choice leads. On the left, when the answer becomes, that's just part of their disability, nobody looks any deeper. A real illness gets mistaken for behaviour, and something treatable goes untreated, not because anyone means harm, but because it's simply easier to assume than to ask one more question, especially when someone doesn't communicate their pain the way we're used to hearing it. Communication is easy to underestimate because most of the time it just works. We forget it's even happening. But when it breaks down, everything downstream of it breaks too. A diagnosis, a treatment plan, a life. It's not a soft skill. In moments like this, it's the whole difference between being helped and being missed. And this isn't rare. There are real cases of people showing signs of distress who were given psychiatric medication. When the actual cause was physical pain, they had no way to put into words. It happens often enough that the NHS had to give it a name and train staff specifically to watch for it. So why does this keep happening in a system full of people who want to help? Because most of healthcare runs on one assumption: that you can describe what's wrong with you. Rate your pain 1 to 10. Tell us what changed. That works fine for most people most of the time. But it leaves out anyone who communicates differently. And when that happens, nobody notices the gap opening up. It just shows up later in the outcomes, in the numbers, in 19.5 years. Safeguarding is meant to catch this, not just protecting people from harm in the obvious sense, but catching the moments where the system stops listening properly. And that takes a person choosing to look closer every time the easy answer is sitting right there. The fix isn't a poster on a wall about awareness. It's people willing to ask one more question, even when a symptom seems easy to explain away. Because in the end, this isn't really a story about disability. It's a story about listening. Being heard properly isn't a nice to have. For some people, it's the difference between 62 years and 81.